sponsorship with this, man, at Comicpalooza. Right now we're at the Sneaker Panel. Like, where my sneakers heads?
It works.
My sneaker heads, where you in?
How
So
you
what we
guys
got right here?
doing?
You gotta check this out.
Can't pinpoint like just a particular thing or plays that kind of marked me for a while, but I remember in 2013 we did an event with Don C and Adidas, and then it was a party called the Do Over, and one of the biggest like sneaker influences in me was this guy named DJ Clark Kent, and we got to book him. So I got to spend a whole like 3 days with him for the weekend. We kicked it a lot, and for me, like to be able to see that guy and his collection and what he did for the sneaker culture and be so close to him in proximity, and then being able to book him and have him in town, and have my friends come and experience that with me, that was pretty significant, because that was 2013. It was like one of two activations that I did that whole weekend, and that was probably the most memorable because everybody that was an artist, like a DJ, like we had Nina Sky there, we had obviously like the local legends like Bun, we had him, we had a bunch of DJs like Jazzy Jeff was there. I mean, it was a bunch of people that kind of are in a way like in the sneaker culture, like Jazzy. Who doesn't know Jazzy Jeff from Fresh Prince, right? Like, and the sneakers that they wore in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So, I think that was probably like one of the most meaningful like moments in sneakers that I've probably been a part of.
That's a good actually segue to the next question is, how do sneakers intersect with pop culture? So like you just said, Fresh Prince, Jazzy Jeff, things like that. What do y'all think is the best example of how a sneaker can turn, be put in a show and then it elevates it past just the normal shoe that you see at the mall? When you get this shoe, it creates that moment. Like, what do you think is the best way to describe that, or how do you think brands can do that the best way? How do anybody? So
I think that when a brand really it's about communicating with the audience, right? Like being able to, at the end of the day, this is the same sneaker. Like it could be the same Air Force One, but if it has a good story behind it, it doesn't matter because the story is so good that it's gonna transcend whatever the Foot Locker is, whatever, you know what I mean? So they call those quick strikes, or they used to call them quick strikes back in the day. He made it a little bit more special, right? Rather than 100,000 pairs being released, it was only like 10,000 pairs being released. So only 10,000 people in the whole world got a chance to be a part of that shoe, right? So whenever that happens, it's a mixture of like the storytelling behind that shoe. It could be an artist, right? For example, one of the biggest like SB Dunks there ever is Mike Grill that I've never even owned, and I've been doing this for 30 years. It's called the Dunkle, right? It's like a band from the UK called it's Uncle, but the artist that did the artwork is Future of, who's my favorite artist of all time. He's wearing those shoes. Fast forward, that shoe is like so iconic. It's probably like a good $6,000 brand new right now. I can't justify getting to that point of buying anything for $6,000, let alone a shoe. But the story that time, the idea of that shoe being, like what it turned out to be, and the pandemonium that it created, that's like a perfect example of like that, or like the SB, the Pigeon, from this guy in New York called Staple. Those kinds of things resonate with people so well. But it's like the people have to be in charge. It's almost like the people are in charge of what gets to that point and what doesn't. It's not the stores, because Nike can just put out whatever, but if it doesn't resonate with the person, the people, it doesn't go anywhere. It just dies right then and there, right? So again, like when it's done right, like Tasha said, it's done. It makes like a big impact, way more than anything else could be like in pop culture, right? Like, it transcends that. People outside of sneakers become aware of that. You know what I mean?
No, and I'll touch on that because I feel like it's almost everything. Because even, Mike and correlating, even like Tiffany, I don't own, but the Tiffany Dunks, again, you couldn't own Tiffany jewelry, but you could own the Tiffany Dunk, which is a big deal. Or again, the Marvel and DC with Babe, which is huge, and it came in the packaging, and it's like, so it all, I think, correlates, and so I don't even know if there would be, sneakers I don't think would be what it is today without popular culture, Gen Pop, and what the people are saying is cool.
take the Air Force One. People who probably didn't even know what an Air Force One was definitely knew what Air Force One was after Nemi's song, Air Force One. So,
Great point. Great point.
And it's just a lot of those things transcend through music. Even Adidas, like Run DMC, My Adidas, like those, like when someone is already popular for something else, and then you tie in something that you could possibly have that you can connect with that person, like shoes. That's always something that people are going to be drawn to, especially if they're drawn to that person. That's just brand likeness at that point.
Yeah. Oh, can they hear? Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's on. It sounds like okay. Yeah. Oh my God, this is a great question. This is a fabulous question. I don't know. I feel like nowadays it's a little easier to get a collab than it was back in the day. Oh, I'm sorry. Did everyone hear the question? He said. So what's your podcast?
Just Acting Up Show.
Just Acting Up. Everybody follow them right now. Shout out to him.
Right now.
Just Acting Up said he has a podcast. Do we think podcast could somehow get into the sneaker crossover culture, get a collab? And I think, I mean, podcasts are it. You might have to.
I would love to see a Walmart
Hold on.
Gilly the Kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to see a collab between.
I mean, someone did a whole Vans thing with all white shoes off of like, what was the viral guy that got like, yeah, Dan Daniel. Like, he made white Vans popular again. And then if you look at Gary Vee got a K-Swiss. All he did, yeah. So I mean, that's a podcast right there. All he does is talk about how to get money.
Yes, it's definitely possible. Even streamers, it's not podcasting, but it's along the same line of kind of entertainment. And they've been, I've seen Nike reach out. They haven't necessarily done their own shoe, but I know they did like, it was an Air Max 9, what was it, Air Max 1, and it was like a digital check, and they used Kai and all of the AMP to promote it was like a digital check or whatever, but I see it moving in those, I see it moving in those spaces. I see influencers in general just being able to step into that space because of the following they bring. Just one streamer could have 5 million fans,